Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Welcome to ABC Trader. This is Mike. I know we're 2 minutes after the open. I'm just going to grab a coffee and I'm going to try this again. For some reason my mic wasn't working. I don't know if we're going to get a lot of the ambience, and we'll go from there. But before we do that, I'm just going to let you do the risk disclaimer. And after the risk disclaimer, we will, I have to get a new one for you guys. And you know this is for educational purpose only. And what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be doing sim trading this week, and we're going to go through the markets. And the markets went crazy before the market opened, so we'll see if we can get any trades whatsoever. We'll find out. Just give me a second here. Alrighty, let's get going here. Alrighty, so let's start taking a look at the markets, and I'll say hello everybody. Hello everybody, this is Mike. Now you know what I look like after all these 2 years of people have been following me. Welcome to my house. I'm actually outside today because my room is just too noisy. But let's start taking a look. Let's start taking a look at the Nasdaq, or not Nasdaq futures, but the ES futures, and we'll go through here. First 5 minutes of the market, and we might have missed the move today. I will be trading sim today, or maybe all week, because I want to just try this live thing until I can get confirmation if I'm allowed to trade live. I've seen other guys trading live, but I'm not sure if they legally, I mean for myself, because I'm not whatever those level 7 traders, Wall Street and etc. And I want to make sure everything is legal, so today's educational purposes only, and you will see how I trade. So with that being said, okay, we're going to start looking at the markets, and as you can see, everything exploded. And when we look at the chart, you'll see why. They're saying Dow futures surged more than 1,700 points. And a record set and open, of course, vaccine. Now Zoom is crying because now people can go out and play and yada, yada, yada. So everything looks good. Dow rallies more than 5% to a record high as Pfizer says COVID vaccine is more than 90% effective. It's amazing how everything's effective now after the elections. All this good news. Anyways, let's get to the markets. Here is, oh, that's a 240 chart. I want to go to the daily chart right now. And what you guys have to realize when we're trading this, sell-off phase, election, we're in the buy phase, and we broke a new level right here. So what is that? 35.41 is what we broke. And what we want to do is, we'll see how high she goes. It might even be done for today, we don't know. And 77 is the highest marking, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a horizontal line on the 66, and once we have the horizontal line on the 66 here, then we know kind of a line of the sand because we broke. Now let's also do, if people who understand what Fibonacci's are, Fibonacci or numbers like when you go 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 3 is 5, etc., etc., and there's a natural phenomenon within the markets. So what we're going to do is we're going to do I use Fibonacci retracements, but there's also extensions on it. So we're going to go to the high to the low for now and see where we tapped. And what you can see right now on the ellipse, right there, 141 extension. So we already hit it. We already hit a target. So we might be done for today. of going up. There could be a retracement the rest of the day. We don't know. We'll look at the news. We'll look at 5 minutes, quarter past the hour, and we're also looking at quarter after 10 once we get deeper into the day. Okay, so as you can see, we still have on the very top corner, we have 5 days, 19 hours, 29 minutes till this phase is done, and this thing exploded. We've been waiting for so long. When you're looking at the market, and actually there's W pattern, etc., but what you can see, it took a long time for it to break. But I have a feeling after the 5 days we are going to be having a serious sell cycle. Just got this gut feeling. So watch November 15th. That's all I'm going to say. November 15th could be a really doozer. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go to the next chart, the 240-minute chart. There we go. And on the 240-minute chart, when we're breaking down our analysis for trading today, because I'm just going to give it some time, because we already missed the big move around 6:30 New York time. But let's take a look at everything, okay? So I'm trying to do this breakdown. We saw the daily bar, she exploded. So what we're looking now is on the chart here, right here, from 5 p.m. to 11 a.m. was supposed to be a push up, and guess what? It did. Now let's see how many successful timestamps we have had within this cycle when we break this analysis down. So we'll start from the bottom. 10 o'clock. Whoops, sorry about this. I hate when I grab the wrong chart. Let's go back here. Let's do this ellipse again. See how many are successful. 10 a.m. worked from here to here. 11 a.m. till 2 worked. 2 to 3 worked. 3 to 6 coming down worked. 6 to 10. 10 till, well, that was election day, but it was basically flat. 8 till 5 in the morning worked. 5 till 10 worked. 10 till 6 actually worked. 6 till 3 worked. 3 till 10 worked. This is your first failure right here. Could have been positive in the beginning, but we're right at the cycle. And from this, 7 to 11 worked. So what we have here is basically, let's count them up on this phase here. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'll skip that one, it's election day. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 out of 12. 11 out of 12 time cycles that work. So when we're trading, I'm doing this just on ES here, but it doesn't matter what you're trading. Depends on your risk reward. When you're trading, you see the daily chart that we saw it explode. We saw the 4-hour chart. As you can see, it's working very well. And the reason why I'm doing top-down approaches is because the longer the time frame, the more dominant the more confident the cycle is, let's just say. Because we don't want to look at always at a 1-minute chart, and because we might be looking at 1 minute going down, but the long term is going up. So as we can see from 5 p.m. till 11, the market's still going up, and we might be peaking out. So the rest of the day, unfortunately, would be a counter trend trader. I'm a trend trader, so this might be it for good trading for me today, but we'll see. We'll play around. Okay, so now the next chart we're going to go into when I'm doing the top-down approach is we're going to go into, where's my 10-minute chart here? Boom, boom, right here. I'm using 15 right now, that's okay. So this news right here, this big explosion, there's the pullback. This is what I was waiting for. This big explosion was the announcement of Pfizer saying 90% effective for coronavirus. Markets love that. 6:30 timestamp, of course, would fail if there's such a big news about this because of this coronavirus thing. So as you can see, it went up, exploded. Now of course we have to do a retracement when it's so large. But when we're starting to look at smaller time frames on timestamps, now let's start taking a look at a couple things and what I look for each time. Very first thing I look for, I created this indicator called the market maker. And so what this market maker is, this zone right here, this is kind of my line in the sand of what I want to do of my bias of buying or selling, okay? So because I'm above this market maker, and as you can see, it's been riding on the upper zone for most of the night from 1 a.m. till 6:30. I was waiting for it if I was up at that time, I would wait for it to see if it would break through, touch, I call it the volume point of control, continue up, or do a breakdown. This yellow line right here is the volume point of control, the dynamic volume point of control. So you'll watch it shift throughout the day. So because we had so much crazy volume, this is a large gap from this lower zone. Now, actually, we'll mark it so you can understand what I'm doing here. This lower zone do I almost stay in trauma? Okay, to the upper zone is 70% of volume. It's too big of a gap for me to know if it's going to be a runner. You need it tighter for it to explode. Most of the time when you have your volume point of control is you need to have a small 70% zone. But because of this COVID announcement, she exploded. So we need that retracement back. So what I'm going to be looking for on this exception of the day is we have a 10:15 signal, which is good. So I mean, we'll come up to, so we've got a half hour before I'm going to start looking at this signal. But what we're going to do is we'll see how far this will come down. My guess is going to be one of two things. We have this line here, which is the VWAP, where a lot of people use VWAP trading. But it could be skewed because of this major explosion. So it might break the VWAP, so it's kind of hard on a regular trading day. Or let's see if it can get back to this volume point of control. If you're a counter trend trader and you're jumping in, congratulations. So now what the colors, there's 3 color bars here that I use. And what this color bars is extreme high volume, above normal. So on this chart, as you can see, you see red candles, green candles, etc., etc. And so this, of course, is market open. It's usually red or blue. Another high volume here. And now we're actually having high volume coming back. So they are selling off. Because usually it'll be, high volume, maybe a peak on the very top of high volume, but they're retracing back. So if you're looking at it, this is 15-minute chart, 113,000 contracts on the first bar. The second bar will be, of course, less than 113. So we're down from 113 to 58, and is this 58 as well? No, look at that, it's still 153,000. You might ask, why is this 153 red and this 153 blue? It's because there has been so much volume pumping up in here, the averages build up, because I'm looking at high volume averages. So of course this is actually still extremely high, but the relative volume on a red candle here, see we have 27,000 contracts. See, they're all in the 20s. So it's lots of volume. Okay. So as we can see, what's happening right now, we'll open this up and then we'll get to the next chart here. I'll be looking for this zone for stopping the market. Okay, let it pull down. I'll look at 2 areas, VWAP and the volume point of control within this zone. See if it holds. If it does do a pullback, the areas of interest, if I'm going to be counter trend trading today, is this line here or this box here. This is my day trend, which I know many times when I show you the 1-minute charts, it will come back, touch, and we can take the maximum reward, risk to reward ratio. Now what we're going to do here, let's get down to a little, now more to the nitty gritty here, because we did the 15-minute chart, etc., or 1 hour, 15. And now we'll go to the 1 minute. I like using Hankanashi. It just gives me a little, I can see it a little bit better. It all depends how you want to trade. And now because of this explosion right here, this box here was London session, and now, and this was still London session here, wrapping up. And as you can see, we're kind of inside the zone here, ever since the New York session is open. Now we got to watch. So the issue that I have, until it starts breaking out, we might be peaked out, like I said, is we're already 3% up. That's insane, just before market open. I mean, come on, what can we do? Are we going to be retracement traders? Are we going to wait till there's 50% pullback, then it goes down to 2% and then continue on? So it's kind of sucks for us as traders today to see if we can get into a trade. But it is what it is. These are the markets, and we have to deal it that way. Now, what I'm going to show you here, we're going to look into the Williams. We're also going to look from the bottom up to see what the projections are, and this is how I analyze everything. And one more thing, if you have any questions, you can ask anything you want, and I will. I'll try to answer to you. And I guess Isham's on there. Hello. Hi, Isham. How are you doing? Yes, I'm live. Trying to do live today. So now let's start taking a look at what's exactly happening here. What we have, the bottom area. Let's go from the bottom to the top and see if there was any consistencies here. Okay, this area, COVID announcement, so this thing really skewed the chart. But let's get to the times. At 9:04, let's get a hash mark here. I'll use a global one right here. At 9:04, where this line is, you can see it was pulling back at the same time. So they were trying to figure out what to do here. But because the market's been going up so much, it needs to draw down a little bit more. So what we'll do, just for fun, let's go to a Fibonacci retracement right now and see how much it actually moved on a retracement. So as you can see here, on a retracement, if it gets within these levels here, we're going to be back touching the baseline for continuation, because we are between 50 to 61, our sweet spot, and let it pull down. It still could go a lot more, we don't know, but because we are at 3.27 right here, or 3.25, we'll let them do that drawdown. The key for me right now is 10.15, because for myself, trading from 9:30 on, I don't have anything. The move was done. So I will look at two things. I'll look at right now from 9:46, where you can see at the bottom of 9:46, and this swing has actually happened. Then I'll look at 10.19 and see what happens the rest of the day. Got a hummingbird. It's kind of cool. Maybe I thought it was a berry or something. So from 10.19, we got a lot of chatter here. When you see a lot of little times, this could be a chatter day, so you really, really have to watch what you're going to do. So from 12:23 till 2 p.m. could be my first trade of the day, which is kind of sucks because I like wrapping up by within an hour or two. So that's the first thing I'll look at. So 9:46 is my first area of interest. 10.19 will be my second area of interest. Those are the two interests I'm going to look at. And other than that, I'm not even going to worry about it until, if I'm going to be trading all day, it will be about 12:23, 12:25. That's how I do this. Okay. Now, let's pull this chart down a little bit. Now I was talking to my partner in crime, Jose Astorga, this weekend, and we're talking of how to use the Williams a little bit more. And what I usually do is, if you're trying to get in earlier enough in a trade, there's two things that you can take a look at. And what it is there's three lines here, but let's just take a look at two. I'm going to actually turn one off for now, so you can understand which two I'm looking at. So on the Williams, We have Wiseman's, etc., etc. But I'm going to turn off the buy-sell activator here. What the buy-sell activator is actually looking at an oil chart. It's looking at the spread of the oil chart and the current indices, and it has a really good correlation between the two. I like using it for when the buy-sell activator crosses over the zero line. You can actually get in early enough into a trade. But right here, what I'm going to show you to understand how to use the Williams better, there's a few things. I think I fixed it up already. Okay, on the education, the background colors, they represent volatility, and you adjust it according to whatever instrument that you use. Right now, because this is a 1 minute Henkanashi, it's moving average about 6 to 7 points a minute. That's extremely volatile for an ES. That's insane. Per minute. You got to realize if you use a 610 tick chart, you'll get a different number. If you use 2000 tick, etc. Okay, so if you're looking at a 25 ticks per minute, that's a mover there. Okay, so what we're going to be looking for is to get into a trade like this. I look at basically three things. I look at this line right here. This is called the momentum line. Okay. This is actually, there's different indicators that I hybrided together after all these years that I've been building separate indicators for certain things. And so I'm merging things that I see, what are the strengths of certain things, and I try to build a, I guess, I'll call it super indicator, I don't know. But anyways, this line right here is called the momentum line, and this is actually the buy-sell activator. I was trying to not buy-sell activator, super trend, and I was trying to create a region here, and I was having some issues on the weekend programming. But, what you want to do is when you see a solid green and this green at the same time, usually, majority of the time, and also if you see a lot of gold bars, which means high energy, high volume dumping into, like these guys are just doing aggressive market buying or whatever, this is a perfect opportunity to take this ride, okay? But it has to be, I call it green on green. Vice versa, orange for orange. Exception, of course, if you see it going orange going down and this is pulling down and it's holding, we're going against the trend, as you can see. On a normal trading day, this is an exception today, but on a normal trading day, it will wave those I call them the butterflies. If you actually have the indicator, the momentum indicator that I originally created, you'll see many butterflies first thing in the morning. So if we go back one day, let's go back. I want to get to, so you can understand one more time before we get into it, to the last chart here. Yeah, we're still drawing down 2.93, that's good. Let's focus this. Okay. So, as you can see, it was green and yellow, okay, green and, olive, that's the other one, but it's still fighting, but now you can start seeing green and green right here. And as you can see, we're starting to ride up. Now you start monitoring it because we're breaking everything else, and then we hit green and green right here, and there's your big punch because it's all that gold here, if you can see that. Then I have usually as a rule, once you see this purple line, we will have another aggressive push, and it actually did two, which I'm surprised. But I will look at it for one more time to see if a retracement will happen. There's your third, and then they did their third one, and then the pullback. And now when you're looking at the pullback, see how it's orange here, or tomato color, and this olive green. You can change your colors on this. Everything's color coded. This was the standards when I built it at the time. So when you get these two correlating together, and then you got the yellow again, away you go again. It's amazing. It works. Jose and I, we were looking at it and saying, you know what, this is what you can do, and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So it works really well first thing in the morning. Okay? Okay, so we're at 5.2, 521. Starting to slow down here. Okay, so what you want to do now, there we go. That was the pullback that we were waiting for. Okay, now are we at, let's take a look here. Where's the VPOC? VPOC is down here, so we'll give it some more time here. And are we entering? Okay, so we're going to be entering the 60 zone. So this is going to be a critical area where we're going to be looking at. And that's good because we're getting close to our other, we'll be going to our last chart here. Okay, so what I do is I have, of course, a number of indicators, but when I'm looking at the 1 minute chart while I'm correlating with my uni Renko chart, because I use that for the ES for trading, of course I have to look at everything. And so the market maker is going to be an area of support and resistance. There's no matter what. That's what I will look at. I will look at the institution line. We'll get into that. And then now we're in kind of an area that I don't like trading. I'm in the baseline and the baseline cloud, and I like to break through. But what we have to do is we'll look at this line in the sand here. So I'm going to go F6 here, which is horizontal line. I'm going to put it right here. This is an area where before the coronavirus report happened. And what you're going to do is we're going to start looking at areas where possible support and resistance. So this band here, the support and resistance. We have Jose's levels. See if we can hit target 1 or level 1. So we got a number of things happening right now. We have the purple line now, so we have to see if it will do one more punch again before turnaround. So what I'm going to look for, 10:15 is coming up. We've had so far 1 failed signal, 2 failed signals, and it's usually 2 failed signals before it corrects itself once we get the 2 failed signals. So 10:15 could be an aggressive pull down. We'll find out. And if we get 3 fail signals, we get 3 fail signals, whatever. So what we're going to do, what time is it? So we got 15 minutes before it starts here. Top of the hour is coming up. And what we're going to do is, it's a patience game. And if you're a trader and you don't have much patience, don't bother trading. You got to be a fisherman. You just got to wait and wait and wait and wait until the right opportunity. Just let all the stars align, you know. And even myself, it took me a few years to figure that out. I've blown up certain accounts in the beginning. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for the pull down, deeper retracement. We'll see if this is the sweet spot. See if it holds. We'll look at 10:15 and we go from there, because we were at 4. I think it was 4.5, or maybe it was 5. I can't remember. So now what I will do, I'm going to be moving this chart to the left here right away. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the purple, we're going to look at the second phase, and then what we're going to do is we're going to look at the momentum line here, see if this thing starts turning around. We're going to look at 10:15 to 10:19 to see if it's going to be continuation sell-off, or is it starting to turn around? And if that's the case, it started turning around, then we can start trading here. So I'm going to move this chart, because this is one of my charts I look at all the time. Put that up there. And of course the 15, I actually prefer 10, but you know, I'm going to switch it to 10. I want 10-minute chart. I like my 10-minute chart on these. Okay. Someone just asked me earlier if I wanted 15. Okay, so we're at a 10-minute chart. Let it load up here. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to text me on the chat line there. I know there's hardly any people because this is my first live thing. So what we're going to be looking at on the 10-minute chart, and I moved this one as well, so these 2 charts. Okay, day trend is working extremely well on the pullback. 10:10, 10:15, like we have. It depends which chart you're analyzing. And then we're going to go from there. And then what I will do, let me see here. We already have the horizontal lines here. This market maker box right here is actually at the 70% zone. So it's going to go back to the volume point of control the way it's looking at it. So if it comes back down, really deep retracement, this could be our actual attempt to get back in. Now my question is, I forgot, I didn't add, I'm just wondering one thing here. Let's add, for fun today, I want to add the market open. I never really checked where it was. Market open price. Okay, so our market open price was right here. Literally on the sell-off. That sucks. If we're going to keep on going up, that's going to be a tough time. So it looks like it might be just a sell-off day back to zero. They made their money and they want to pull back for the next day. Okay. So what we're going to look at is 10-10, possibly come down. We could probably take a trade. I don't like doing that. I don't counter trend, but this is sim today because I'm not sure if I'm allowed to trade live while I'm doing YouTube live. So okay, so we'll do that, and then I will bring my other chart. Just got to make sure don't drop off my box there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. There we go. My trading chart. Oh, nice. Okay, she is bouncing. Okay. Now how I use this chart in correlation with everything else, okay? We had a lot of chop at 7 in the morning. Where was our explosion? Let's look at our super move up. Let's take a look at it, see what happened. Okay. So I'm going to put a 22, 21, 19. There's 3 big numbers there. We'll put it right there for now for support and resistance. We have 60608, 2 608s right here. That's the bottom of the 70% zone. So when I'm using this chart, what I'll do, I will look for consistent numbers. Okay, if you can take a look here, we break this every 100 level. You always want to take a look because there's always, you know, that vibration. Pop the 100 level, no problem. Now what we have is a lot of support and resistance at 08 to 010, 08. Okay, so we have 3 of those, and it is the bottom of the 70% zone. There's an 05, so 05, 08, 010, that 5-point zone there. Oh, actually, there you go. That was the bottom. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look for 10:15 issue coming up. We've got 5 more minutes, and we want to break. What we're going to do is hopefully break the. Oh, I wish this trend cloud comes down. But what you can do, I'm on sim. I just got to make sure because I can't trade live today if I'm doing a live YouTube scalp trade. I just got to make sure I'm on the real account. Yeah, I gotta watch what I'm doing here. I trade live, and then I'd be in trouble. Okay, so baseline strategy for 2 fib 8 tier in zone 2. I was talking to Jose. We're going to do a continuation one today, and I'll give you an example what the continuation means for the scalp trader. Now, what that means, okay, on the scalp trader, that's a big cloud from that move. That sucks. I like. Okay, so what we're going to do while we're trading. Okay, so what you can see now, we got to wait till 10:19. I always wait till 10:19. I'm going to go back here. One little move here. See how she spiked up really quickly right here? See how it's turning green and the green aggression? Okay, that's what I'm looking at. Okay, we had one move down on purple, second move down, that was that expansion, and then the return. So now we have impulse move retracement. 10:15 we'll double verify to see if it's going to continue to go down. If not, we're going to buy in. I prefer that because positive, 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 right? And then we'll use this maybe as targets from the top here or level 1. Okay? There we go. Now, right now, while it's trying to decide which direction to go, okay, let's do is pull down a second pull down. Ah, shoot. 8 more minutes, okay. And what we're gonna do, I hate when my mouse double clicks. We're gonna let it pull down. Let's see our second attempt. Now, what you see here, what you're gonna see on this chart, how I trade this line here, I should have made it a solid line, is another baseline. We have 2 baselines here. This is the long time baseline that I use as more of a foundation, and this is my scalping baseline, such that it can actually touch and reject. And this is what we're watching right now. The other thing I look for is, we're at top of the hour. I'm going to be looking at the distance of these versus retracements, reversals. Okay, so so what we have to look for now, there we go, F6, let's do this again. 31, 31, 31. We've got a major support and resistance level there. This is how we use this thing. Plus 29. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know we have a box. Let's go rectangle here. Why can I never find my rectangle? Control F12, I've got to remember that. 26 to 31, there we go. That's an area we have to really watch out for until we can go to the 44, 45, or break up above higher. Okay? Volume point of control dynamically has moved up, and we're below the 70% zone has shifted up as well. Okay? So what we're going to do, still got to wait till quarter after, and we're going to be still looking at this chart here at the same time to see, this still could be a continuation, remember. We have to see if these times coordinate. And if we do, then maybe go to the bottom of this baseline or these areas of support and resistance that we chose from. 2.93. We're moving 7.5 points. It's really rich. And now we wait. So you'll see a word called bid, market, bid, ask, ask. And what that means is if you're looking at the Superdome, you know, you have the bid side and the ask side. And the bid side is actually limit order guys that are buying for a lower price or a major sell-off that they're aggressively taking the bid. The smart traders usually will try to take that cheap limit order, and same on the ask side for the selling on the other side. But when you're seeing a lot of asks, the way it's designed on this one is they're trying to push it one direction or the other. So when I start seeing a lot of asks piling up, if I see asks and market at the same time piling up, we know she wants to push up. Vice versa, as if you see a lot of bids and markets at the same time, bid market, bid market, bid market, then you know they want to push it down. So that's how I use this, and it's actually really handy, especially when you're using Unirenko bar, because you're not really seeing the volume inside or the volume profile. And so when you're doing that, it just kind of gives you kind of a rough estimate, because I could show you one more chart that I'm not using right now, and this is the volumetrics 2000 tick chart. I'll just bring it over here so you can see exactly what's happening while we're waiting for this time. See, here's the volume. Aggressive selling, aggressive buying, the blue. See, it hits that peak. That was that 35 we were talking about. You can look at delta numbers. You can get right into the details, and we go from there. And let me see here. So you can see it's all over the board. So some people like reading the print. I will to a certain degree, but for educational purposes only today, nah, we're not going to go into there for now. Okay. Oh, there you go. Brian Watt. Okay, I'm just going to read something here. Can you possibly show the executions tab somewhere? Execution tabs. Okay, Isham, please give me a little more explanation about the executions tab somewhere in the stream. Are you talking this as the execution tab? I'm not sure what you're asking here. So I'll wait till you finish chatting there, or putting that answer in there. But what will happen? Oh, I guess the execution tab of how to use this. So right now, let's say, for example, if I'm correct, if you're saying on the executions tab, if we're going to on 3623 here, I'll just give you an example here. We can actually do it because we're right in the middle. 1012, 1015. What I can literally do, I can go buy and sell at the same time. Okay. So what the buy and the sell does is this is the 48 tick range. Okay. Oh, look at it vibrate. And let's say if you're watching a lot of volume, so we're at 24,000 contracts, okay? And what you want to do is you just let it play for a long time. You can scalp for a few points, and then take your stop and let it ride. It shows the trades taken, Isham. Oh, the executions tab. Gotcha, on the control panel. Okay, I gotcha. Well, right now, Isham, we have 0 executions right now. We're just waiting right now, and then we'll go from there. And then I'll show you the executions tab. Okay, so as you can see, okay, we're at 10:15, so that was our time. So we're getting close to 10:15, and what you can do, the way I would trade this for now, if we do go short, okay, we're at 3%. Let's take a look at the two things right here. I don't like selling short on this, but because it is on sim, I'll give you an example. I would be looking more on the 23 side, but then we're going into volume point of control. We're getting to a W pattern here. Baseline is pushing up, and the two areas of interest for myself, if it goes up, would be up to here, but in a few minutes might be down here for targets. But because we're at 10:15, see, we're right on the baseline right here. That kind of sucks here, but we'll see what happens. And if we go short, what I'm going to do is we'll see what happens. So we're getting more bids here. So they're just trying. Here we go. Let me see if this time fails. Perfect. Okay. Now what I'll look for while she's deciding to figure out which direction to go for, we can do one of two things. Actually, I'm going to cancel this one out. I'm going to go sell ATR. This is the continuation line. So we're just giving a little bit of spread there. But see how it says bid here, this swing line here, this is 50% pullback here. This solid line is always 50% pullback. We have some asks coming in, and we're going to wait to see if we can break. Now, how much volume do we have here? 44,000. I prefer this trade personally. The reason why is we are 3.03, still moving 6 points. I'd be patient. This is curling up. 1019 showing up. This could be the pullback and another big punch. We'll find out right away. Now, if I make a few points on the very first trade, I will cash out as soon as possible and just use the second one as a runner. My runner, as you can see, will be this line here, the trend tracker. Okay? And this is all we're waiting for. This box here is a 48 tick. This is 61.8% retracement, 5061. I always look at that to see what happens. And once we get going, let's see what's happening. Okay, so now what you're seeing here is high asks, some bids coming in, and bids they might be bidding just to closer positions. But now I'm seeing market numbers. This is what I mean by when I start seeing asks and markets, okay? And what I'll have to do is, if it breaks, this volume point of control right here could be target 1, possibly, unless we do a major sell-off. Now what I'll do here, I'm going to move this up a little bit more. This is my zone 2 now, because it's pulled back so far that if it does reverse, what we can do is, if we get that trade and it goes to the bottom there, that's only 2 points, surprisingly enough. Let me just reload this. Maybe I have a glitch on my. Yeah, it's a little higher. There you go. I'll have to. I think because I'm doing it on bar close versus bar tick. Okay, so anyways, because it's pulled back far enough. Now let's see. Oh, volume point of control moved. Son of a gun. Okay, did I close both? Whoops. Let me go buy breakout here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, now let's close this one. I'm going to close everything. I got to change my order here really quickly here. Sell MIT. What I'm doing is I just want to have one target and one as a runner. Okay, now let's see what's going to happen here. See if I did this correctly or not. So we have, what we're going to do is, because the volume point of control is right up here, and you feel kind of worried where to put your stops, depending what you want to do, let's move this up. 10:15 signal, 10:19 signal. Let's take a look at this, see if I'm correct or wrong, because I need to show you this for education. What I'll do, while this thing's deciding which direction to go on, there's my, that's kind of cool. So, right here, green and green. That's our push, right? Jose's loves his W patterns coming up. Okay, we're already at it was 200 bucks there. We're going to be hitting possibly some support and resistance on this line at 30.31. Remember we had that number, is it 31? There's a 31 here. I'm keeping one short by this box because we had a lower area on a box as 29.50. So and we'll let it play. It's going to play around here for a while. Now, how much? Then what you can do as well. Let's go. Arrow line. See how far we can. Oops, I got to choose this. What we're going to do is we're going to take this arrow line. We're going to project it to see of a possibility of where it could go past 31. See, it might be, see there's some support and resistance here. It's right here actually, support and resistance. Well, we're going to give it some time. So what we're going to see, and where are we on the level? See, I got it. Now this is when you really start concentrating on everything. Now what you can do, let's look at some targets here. And what I'm going to do, we are in sim. Okay. Actually, I'm going to change this a little bit. This sell target, I'm going to move up to here. Reason why, there's a stop out marker here. Actually, no, I want it right on that blue line. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. Now, what I'm going to show you, let's go back to the 1 minute chart here. Boom. Give it some time while it's working. Depends if you want to cash out right away. What we'll do is we're going to be looking at this, push up still more. See, we had green, flat, might do it 3 or 4 times till it hits the 0 line, and if it does, then we have to close. And if we lose, whatever, for today. When you're trading with real money, you might close out early so you can put some money in the account, but this is for theory so you can understand what I'm looking at. Now, when we looked at our Fibonacci retracements, amazingly enough, see how it hit baseline? Right on the money. W pattern, possibly come down again, push up. Ooh, I don't want this. I'll just put this down here for now. But it's playing that level, 38, possibly going back to this zone here. We'll see. People that don't have the funds for 2 contracts, as you can see, as negative $200. I can understand you might get a little nervous, put some money in the account, put some money in the account. I get it. You got to do what you got to do, right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to watch this and see if on the fundamentals if it will work. And if it doesn't, if 1019 actually knocks us out, then I'm going to really hate this YouTube live video. It is what it is. But let's see what we can do here. Because the interesting thing is we've already had 4 asks on there. Oh, deep retracement though. Okay. Yeah, most of the time what I usually do is once this thing breaks out, as a general rule, I wait for the first deep retracement, get in, go for the second run. We're at 311. Let's see what happens here. 1019, that is a peak time, so maybe the times we're working at 1015, we'll find out. Okay, let me just check something here. Interesting. So right now, as you can see, where she's vibrating, this sucks. I don't like this trade so far because I'm in the cloud, but that's okay. It's right here is the volume point of control. So let it, if it just keeps on holding here and vibrating for a long time, see if it loads up to go for the second punch. And we'll wait. We do have a lot of asks right now, so. And it's sitting at that 50 to 61% of uni wrinkle bar. So which one, we took this trade probably from here right away, right? Usually what I'll do, there's some more asks. Okay, so what I usually do is while this thing is bouncing, you put an order in. Where you would put your order in, this is zone 2 would be right here for continuation, or this point zone from here for continuation, and you want to wait for this to vibrate. But we just got to give it some time. Where are we right now on 10:15? She is still trying to push up a little bit more, and when she starts popping, if we can get one more pop in, we could probably hit that target. We'll see what happens here. It's getting close. Because what we're having is a lot of asks, which I'd like to see. Let it push down and let them keep on asking for the bid, because that's where the smart money is, and that's what they're buying. We're buying limit orders. They're asking more. We're going to do another ask. We're going to do another ask. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, and we get knocked out for today, and there'll be a crappy $800 or $1,000 loss on this one. And because we are still moving at extreme high volatility at 4 points. Usually I trade, when I trade on, the ES, which I'm finding out, I usually trade between 2.5, 2.75, maybe 3. But because we're at 4, 5, and 6, I find it too vibrating like this. But because this is a live YouTube video and we're playing sim, you know, you can take this with a grain of salt, saying, okay, this is this, but I want to show you exactly what I look for. Yeah, she wants to push down, knock me out. Son of a gun. And if we do, we do. Look at all those asks. They're trying to push it down. It's probably going to hit, where are we on this? It's going to double bottom and then bounce up. Let's see. Where are we on my Williams there? Need one aggressive push. That's all I need. Let's see what they're doing on this chart here. Oh, they might push it down, son of a gun. Yeah, it looks like they want to push it down. Let's see if it hits the baseline. It's going to go up today. I know they're going to do it, those little dogs. Yeah, usually when I trade and I usually see 3 or 4% first thing in the morning, I usually don't trade. It's kind of ironic that I chose today as going live. And see where the turnaround is. Wow, they really want to push it, eh? Cashing out, a lot of bids and asks altogether. So now what I'll have to do, because that sucks, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down to here. And the reason why I'm bringing, that's only, oh well, that's what it is, it is. The reason why I'm doing that is I want to show you here. And if it breaks down, it breaks down. I'm looking at this chart and see, we had our first impulse move, our second impulse, it comes up here, and this kind of sucks. It should have hopefully broke up by now. And see, you would have taken this first trade when I was showing these colors originally, and then we need to pull up. But what I'm looking at while this Unirenko is bouncing up and down, up and down. See where these swings are? Okay. This is where I want them to hit. This is the stop out area. And even if we can get to, let's say, break even for now, because we are trading in the cloud. But that was, you know, of course, as a regular trader, that's too rich for my blood. I wouldn't have done that anyways. But what I'm going to do is where that stop out is an area of interest for myself, just to get some money in the account. Because as you can see, we've had more asks, a ton of asks, very little bids. Bids, we're just trying to push a little bit more aggressively. And what we're doing is we're waiting. So there's some market orders here. Now hopefully that market is, wrong market bid. I want market ask. Let's clean this up. Let's reload. I want to clean that up for now. So what I want to see is they try to push it down as far as they can. And now they want to hopefully just push, you know, we want to push it up, get to break this, make it take cash out, and then put our second one at break even for now, and then continue on. But we'll see. It's we're playing right in this zone here. And you can tell it wants to push up. It's fighting. It's fighting, it's fighting, it's fighting. And if it does push up and we break this zero line, we can actually be off to the races here. We're at 10:30, perfect. And what was our next timestamp? Our next timestamp is 11:30. Ugh. As long as we can get to this blue line, we'll see. Just playing and playing and playing. So Isham was talking about the tab right now. So basically what we have right now, this is our execution tab right now. So right now, this is buy. Oh yeah, because I showed you that example here. So this is your execution tab, tells you what you're currently in. Okay, and am I going to get knocked out here? It's bouncing between 6 and 8 again. Oh, we did drop down. Oh, we'll see what happens. Still playing within that zone. Usually I'd be closed by now on this trade here because she popped down. Okay, let her push her up there. What did we have? We had bid, more asks than bids. She's gonna go down. Bye-bye. Yeah, we'll have to shut it down. This is actually good for me. Trade live and I lose. Go figure. Maybe that's why I don't trade live. No. Okay, let's keep on going here. Let's see what happens here. We were almost at break even there too. Son of a gun. But as a general rule, when I trade, let's go back this while this thing's playing around. I'll lose whatever. Okay, so where we are here, what you do usually as a general rule, oh yeah, she's just vibrating tighter and tighter and tighter, like this one. But as a general rule, what you do is you try to trade out of the cloud. If you're in the cloud, you don't usually trade. That's what as a general rule, that's what I usually do. And because once you're in the cloud, you have to find out exactly what these guys are doing. But like I said, because of what was that announcement, it exploded right here. Okay, so when I'm going to do trading again, I'll show it when it's proper. but this is my first YouTube video and I want to give education of how to use these indicators, and we'll see if it hits 05 and bounces up again. I'm just going to let it ride for a while, even though I shouldn't. Let me see here, we're at 610.05, 07, we're at the 70% zone. There's your 888. So what I usually do, and I'll watch when it hits the bottoms and the tops, I'll take a rectangle, there's your 8s and 5s. It actually goes to 1600. That's a little higher, but whatever. Usually it'll go down to 15. We'll see what happens. And it's going to probably go down anyway, so we're already at 1800. You would have blown up your account by now. Okay, let's see if I can, let's see what it does here. Bid and market, bid and market. Okay, so anyways, that would have been a crappy trade, eh? So, now let's take a look at this. So, now, let's say it was a normal trading day instead of today. What I would be doing right now is, because we're in the 70% zone, and because, let me see here, ruler. See this gap here? That's an 80-point gap on the ES. That's just insane. Majority of the time, we'll let this play out for a while. What we're going to do, while that thing plays around, when you're looking at your history, 08, 08, 06. Okay, so when you're looking at your history, let's go back a couple days here. This is what I'm talking about. Once you break out of the cloud, this is what you want to make. When you're in the cloud, this is what happens. And as you can see, I lost a ton of being in the cloud. Okay? Once you're out of the cloud, this is what you want to take. Breaking out the cloud, break even, wait, be patient, break out, break even, wait out, break out, come out, break out, you make your money. That's the key. Every time. You get into the cloud, come out, come in the cloud, break out, there you go. But I was playing because, like I said, because of that report, it's just too wide right now. We were just playing around. I was trying to see if I could break out of here to get one more point. But I really technically couldn't even be trading today on usually on my general rules. But other than that, I would literally have to wait here. But I want to show you, I want to show some examples of what I look at while I'm trading. So let's go into this. And the nice thing about it is, the good thing about actually even that lost trade, just for verification on data wise, we had a signal at 840 failed. Like I said, there was 2 failed signals and the third one passed. Where is our third one? We had one at 1015. Can't remember which chart it was on. Let me take a look here. Okay, we had 1019 and there was another one on 1015. It must have been on my 10-minute chart here. Just give me a second here. There's 4-hour, 10-minute right here. There you are. So, with that being said, this is what's happening. We played in this crap right here. Okay, I'm going. I was supposed to go with the trend, but everything, like I said, 3% we need our pullback. Let's see, 10 o'clock, it is moving down. Till probably, I think, what was that, 11:45? That's 2:30, that's the longer time frame. I know I have another one that showed somewhere. Why can't I see it? Where's my time? There is a timestamp there. It was there before. Let me just reload. I don't know why I can't see it. I know it was there. But anyways, it was a sell-off at 10:15 and the buy-in was at 11:30. Interesting. So, other than that, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me any questions. I'm going to be shutting this video down because it looks like we can't do any real trading today within this cloud. Well, oh, thanks, Isham. Williams is showing a downtrend on the 15-minute chart for now. Yeah, okay, perfect. And we'll try this same thing tomorrow. Instead of losing $2,000 bucks, we'll play real trading. So for the first video today, I will I'll just sign this off. And even for myself, for real live trading today, it ain't gonna happen with this thing here. But the last thing I want to show you is another bias that you could tell of being what side of the direction today first thing in the morning, even though it is positive. This is market open price line that we added first thing in the morning, so we're below market open. So because they decided to pull it down, and the last thing, maybe I forgot to check because I'm trying to do a YouTube video for the first time instead of really focusing on the trade. Let me see here. Let me just find my charts here. I'm going to go back to my 15-minute chart so I can show you. No, we're still fine. We did look at that. What I'll be looking for is I'll be looking for the sell-off to here to here. This is your market maker line. So if it does still keep on pushing down, this is the way we're going to go. Other than that, whoever's watching, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll be trying to do this for the full, just at least for this week before I start going back to find out what the legalities is. Other than that, just make sure you guys pinpoint your trades, trade safe, and you guys have a great day. Now let's turn this baby off.